Hello, Asha Vons. Magus here on a beautiful day in Asha. I wanted to pop on before I put on this video because it's a powerful one. And you know what? I tried to erase it because I was thinking maybe I don't need to put this message out. The camera wouldn't let me erase it. So I thought, well, maybe Spirit wants this message out. And one of the reasons I wanted to erase it because I didn't explain it all as well as I wanted to. But you're going to get the spirit of this message. And one thing I just needed to touch on, the story of the first time I heard from God. I was in the car with my dad and Spirit was speaking to me and he told me to pray for this certain person, and I prayed, and then when I got home later that day I asked this person, what happened that God would speak so clearly to me to pray for you? And she broke into tears and told me how she was walking to work and a carload of men tried to abduct her and throw her in, and at the same time she called out on the name of Jesus, and she said they froze like statues, and as she walked off she looked back, they're still frozen. And that was the exact time I looked at the clock and asked her what happened at this exact time that God would speak to me so clearly. And then so I wanted to bring you up to speed, those of you that didn't already know that story, and then Spirit will just speak to you the rest of it, my friends. Enjoy. Please watch it all the way through. Share it with someone, and know I love you. Hello, my wonderful friends. Magus with you on a beautiful day in Asha. If you're brand new to the channel, we're Zoroastrians. We are the Magi. And we're going to be in Asha 16 today. If you don't have your book Asha yet, I'll leave a link in the drop down description. And please know all the money goes to charity. Asha 16, it says, when man sins or thinks, speaks, or acts in error, it's against his nature, for he comes from good spirit and shall return to the good spirit. When man sins, thinks, or acts in error, lives in error, lives in pain and lack and suffering and anger and hate and fear and greed, it's against his nature because he comes from good spirit. He's made of good spirit. And so we have that guide inside of us at all times, pointing us back to truth, to Asha. You know, today I had the most beautiful meditation, and I shared this story with many of you, so I'll go through it quick. But the first time I heard from God, I was in the car with my dad, and I heard Spirit speak to me so clear, and he told me to pray. And I said, what is it? What's wrong? Is it my mom? Was the first thing I popped into my mind. And he said, no, and he gave me this woman's name to pray for. And so I started praying for her until I got a peace. And at the same time as I was praying, Spirit was giving me the words to pray. And I always thought it was strange. Why would God come to me and ask me to pray? Why didn't he just take care of it, right? Because aren't I just going to go to him and beg him to do something? And Spirit taught me something so beautiful, the role that we play and who and what we are. And you know, today in my meditation I was asking Spirit, who are you? Who was that voice? You know, a lot of times, especially being raised here in the West and in the world religions, we think of God as one guy with a beard. I get that. I mean, look at Zoroaster, right? Wise man with a beard, right? We picture that in a guy in the sky, and that's God. But I was asking Spirit, who was that voice? It was so familiar, right? It's like my own thought, but it was authority, and it knew it was that infinite wisdom, right? And Spirit showed me as I was asking. I saw God as my higher self, as a light family. It was this most beautiful family of beings and souls that all they wanted was the best for me. And I saw, you know, feminine and masculine. I even saw animals. And get this, I even saw people who are alive in body and form on the earth right now, right? I thought surely they had to already be passed on, right? Died. No, my friends, it's this family, this community, this God, this good life, this force of good, of love, of peace. It's this family of light is the best way I can say it, that we call the Magi, the Ashavans, my loved ones, Jesus. Right? It's all this thing, this beautiful essence that we call God. And it's so beautiful. And when you realize you are that, it is you. You're a part of that light family. And that was the voice that I was hearing, that sees and knows all, can go outside of time and space. Nothing's impossible for God. And when you realize the energy that you are, my friends, that's where the Magi magic happens, the miracles of Jesus. All right, go back to Asha 16. Asha 16 is so powerful. We should spend more time in it. You know, we are conscious energy, right? We're conscious energy from God, of God, vibrating in a form, right? It's E equals MC squared. Energy and matter are the same thing, but what is energy? It's information. And so if we want to change the form, we have to change the information, the idea. We have to have a higher idea, a better idea, a God idea, to create a God life. And that's why our message, my friend, is so important. You know, what do the world religions teach? Right? When people suffer, you know, in their books, they say that comes from God. In their so-called holy books, that He sends sickness and disease, that He sends good and evil. He's teaching you a lesson, right? Or it's a punishment. My friends, we're really the only ones teaching Asha the highest truth. Even in today's new spirituality, they just put a different spin on it. Where before people would say, well, God sent sickness and disease, or God punished, or God did this bad thing. Now people are saying that you did it. You chose it. Before you came into earth, you chose, you wanted to live poor, and you wanted to be sick, and you wanted to get into a car accident because it was going to teach you the lessons you needed to know. And so they're still saying the same thing, but in a different way, and it keeps you bound. My friends, we got to go to the highest truth, which is all good. Our God is just the highest principle of good. He's not mixed. He can't send good and evil. And if we are a part of that God family, that God life, we wouldn't put sickness and disease on ourselves to teach us a lesson either. My friends, I'm telling you, Ashavans, Magi, we're the only ones teaching this. Every one of us is needed at this time. That's why we're here, incarnate in form and body and outside. My friends, the family of God is here. The family of light is here. Let's read on in Asha 16. It goes so perfect with it, because right when the light comes, the lie is exposed, the darkness goes away. It says, God put the good mind, our divine spark, in all His creatures, so it has a guide at all times. My friends, Asha is inside of you, that original word. And that word, my friends, don't think that it is not effective. My friends, it cannot be defeated. It's an eternal decree and order. It's an everlasting ordinance. My friends, it's the real above all real. It's substance. It's what was, is, and for shall ever be. And as we hold that, right? Verily, verily, I say unto you, he who holds my original word has God life. My friends, we hold that highest truth, that highest spirit. God put the good mind, divine spark in His creatures, so it has a guide at all times. It's how the seed knows to climb out of the ground and become a plant, how the planets stay their course, and how man will find his way home. to Asha, to truth, to heaven on earth, to the good. Living in truth, it's a life without enemies. For evil, the lie and illusion is rendered nothing. So go, Asha von truth knower. Right? You know it. You're one with it. You are it. You are that love. You are that light. You are that God. Good. And enjoy. Enjoy. Remember to enjoy this wonderful life, knowing I am God's thought. That's the information. That's the energy that I am. And we're creating a God world. Asha. Perfection. Guys, I love you so much. I'm beyond proud of each and every one of you. I love the messages I get from all the countries all around the world of people holding Asha, protecting the child, a part of this light family that we are. I feel you. I see you. The ones that are here in form and matter on the earth, the ones outside on the other side of the veil. Good Spirit, the Christ mind, Jesus, Seoshan, Zoroaster, the Magi, my wonderful friends. I sent you your prayers. Every time you send blessings to me, I promise you I feel it. I feel your love, your gratitude, your beautiful life. I love you guys so much. Be blessed, and we'll see you next time.